Georgia lawyers Bob and Irreverent D talk law. Listen up for stories about how things really happen in our legal system. Who are these guys? Dwayne Singleton, Irreverent D, is a criminal defense attorney in the state of Georgia. Benjamin O. Benson, a.k.a. Bob, is a personal injury attorney in Atlanta. On today's episode, the boys talk wardrobe.
You want a jacket? I've got an extra.
No, I don't.
You want me to take off my jacket?
No, I don't wear them.
We're a gang. We're the black shirt gang.
That's it.
Irreverent D goes on a rant.
That's it.
Oh, I hate the gang law. I hate it so much. Every poor little kid that's ever thrown up a peace sign is in a gang.
In a gang.
And if you go to prison and you're not in a gang, when you come out, they have you labeled as being in a gang.
And eventually, they get going.
Are we started?
In a
Or are we just talking?
start, man.
Now, sit back and take a listen as Bob and Irreverent D talk law.
We're starting.
Let's do this.
Welcome to the Bob and Irreverent D Talk Law podcast. I'm Bob.
I'm Irreverent D.
We're joined today by our special guest, Marcus of the Red Rum Recording label. I had to practice that at least 5 times to make sure that I got it right. Marcus has been in the rap music industry for decades and owns a recording studio south of Atlanta. If you're interested in being in the business and you'd like to receive help and work with his studio,
You
how
need
can
a
they
safe
find
place to make a record.
a safe place? That's
All
right.
right.
How can they get in touch with you?
Marcus _Holt at yahoo.com or Marcus Holt on Facebook.
That's good.
That's it.
All right. As you can see, we're all wearing sunglasses.
We had to step up our game a little bit because Marcus is so freaking cool.
He is. Our cool factor was so low, and now we're back. We're back in the cool. Anyways, so we are joined by our guest Marcus, and he's going to be helping us talk about the Mr. Thug trial that we've been covering on and off over the past episodes. Also, Dwayne, we have dropped 26 episodes. We've done this for a year, and it's still going.
Yes.
So due to the fact that each one of you have subscribed and kept us moving, we are continuing to provide.
And followed.
That's right. We're continuing to
Give us
provide
content.
quality content.
Yeah.
Quality content for our listeners and our viewers. You can watch us on the YouTubes. You can hear us on the Spotify.
You can ask your smart speaker to play Bob and Irreverent D, and it just pops up.
Yeah, but
Like
please,
magic.
yeah, but please don't mention her
I know,
name.
because she'll hear us.
Yeah, she'll
I
hear
didn't
us.
say her name.
Yeah. That happened in episode 1, didn't it?
I was like,
we were talking about something.
Just
and all of a
asked,
sudden,
and she said,
Yeah.
hello.
"Are you talking to me?" She said. Anyways,
So Marcus, tell us, how do you get into the music game?
It was a bet. And
like a wager?
yeah.
Okay.
It was,
Like somebody
It was
said
like-
you can't rap, or
no, my manager, he said, I told him, I said, everybody doing music, I bet you I could get in it and I could go to the top and pass all of them. And you know that movie, what is it? With Eddie Murphy, the guys make their the $5 wages.
yeah.
Oh,
so-
yeah. Right,
So
right.
I was like,
Trading places?
Trading places.
Yeah,
I was
right.
like, well, we'll bet $100. They were
that
like,
I
well,
can do this better than you can.
I could do it better than the ones that's doing it can. He was like, all right, do it. And one thing led to another, and before I knew it, I was getting phone calls, asking to do shows, and these guys like paying to go do shows. Hey, we want to come to your club and do a show. We'll give you.
So literally, you just like made a decision,
made a decision.
focused in on it,
That's it.
grinded on it,
That's it. Stayed
and you
on
did it.
That's it.
You made it happen.
Wow.
Made it happen. And the thing of it is, to be honest, I didn't even like my own music. I didn't. I didn't like my own music. I do it and just say, hey, I done it. You know,
Right.
It was a song. Next thing I know, I go somewhere, hear somebody pull up playing it.
Right.
Hey, even to the point, once before I went to Tarleton, we were passing out posters, and they say some guy pulled up in was the SS Impala. Music blast. He was playing one of my songs, so he got a big chick, right? I'm like, hey, I said, man, who is that you playing there? He said, man, that Holt Dog. You don't know who that is?
Holt Dog.
You way behind. I said, okay. Yeah, that's it. So he rewinded, turned it all the way back up, and pulled off in my face. I'm like, dang. So, and the thing I know.
That was some time ago if he rewound it.
Oh, yeah.
Was it on tape?
No. It was like CD. You know how you go back,
okay.
just go back and he turned it back up and played it again.
Well, to try to hide my nerdiness, I've worn sunglasses.
Oh.
I don't know if that's helping or not.
Wait, are they prescription?
They don't know us.
They don't know.
They don't do anything. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you got ready to talk about the news?
Let's do it.
Do it.
All right.
And now, the news.
In today's news, we're talking about the Young Thug trial. It is now in the 9th month
This thing's a joke.
of jury selection.
It's a joke.
The news item is 2 jurors were qualified today. They have qualified, in 9 months, they have qualified 30 jurors.
Out of 1,000 people.
Is that what it is? Is that what the
Yes.
jury pool is?
Yeah, they've had 1,000 people come through so far,
Wow.
and they've gotten 2.
No, okay, so that brings me to question number 1. Like,
9
don't
months
remember-
of taxpayer money.
I don't remember in my civil trials, like, the qualification process goes something like this. Is anyone here related to like somebody who owns stock in Coca-Cola Company? Nope. All right, y'all are qualified. I mean, that was the qualification
why
process.
RICO is much better suited for federal courts and not state courts. When you bring these state RICO actions, which Georgia is like one of 30 or 33 other states that do Georgia RICO actions, they become such a joke because our rules for picking a jury are so different than what you're allowed to do in federal court. Federal court, they can fast-pace these things and do these big, massive trials, and they've got the resources to do it. State courts, we just clog up Atlanta just for 9 months. We still don't have a jury.
Well, so in the federal court, the way that you qualify jurors is
You'd have a questionnaire.
Yep, you just have written questions and answers, right?
You may ask. Judge may allow you to ask a couple of questions, but the judge asks all the questions, and that's you pick your jury, and that's it.
Right. So that's 2 parts of the process.
But here
One
we
is
have 8 or 10. How many lawyers are still left? I know some people have taken pleas.
I don't know. I lost track.
But you got 10 lawyers asking all these people questions, each one individually. And then it's going to take forever.
Okay, so then explain to me this. And I guess maybe this is why I'm confused. I don't understand what they mean when they say 2 more jurors have been qualified. That just means like they don't have a conflict, right? They haven't even gotten to voir dire, have they? Like
Well,
to
they're
actually,
going through the voir dire questions, but they haven't gotten to sit down and pick a jury yet or strike a jury yet.
and striking the jury. How does that work?
So the striking the jury, everybody thinks you pick a jury, but you don't. You strike it, right? I get to get rid of the people I don't like. They get to get rid of the people they don't like, and we left with the leftovers that can be fair, supposedly.
Maybe.
Right?
My
And so-
experience usually end up with the 12 people you know the least about.
Right, because they didn't speak or didn't
Right.
say anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, here they have extensive jury questionnaires, and they have extensive questions they're asking everybody. And so they're vetting all these people, and they're just getting rid of everybody.
But how?
Because people are saying something that makes
They're
them
like-
unqualified to sit.
They're like,
Yeah.
yeah, I was a member of YSL or whatever. Yeah.
I would never convict anybody of that ever. Bye.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to sit. Also, I think you're getting a lot of jurors that just don't want to sit on this case
Right.
or who can't sit on a case. Because I think they're telling them, like, the case is going to take several months. Who wants
Right.
to be sitting in a hotel for several months when you try this case?
Only the people who are attention mongers, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe want to write a book afterwards.
Right. My time on the jury.
Right.
Right. So now, all of this has to do with being in a gang. And obviously, Holt Dog, I would not ever ask you in public whether you were part of a gang, but you've seen, like, this scene, right? Like,
Right.
you kind of are familiar with some of the people in this scene. Like,
But-
the big question is he in a gang?
Are we
Personally?
just taking people in the music industry and we're saying that because y'all all affiliate with each other that you're a gang? What is the government got it right? The government got it wrong.
50-50. You know, I think.
Or do we have gang members that just happen to be in the music industry?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Definitely,
Okay.
definitely. Some of them proud to tell you they're in the game.
Okay.
Some of them they'll flag it. They'll show you. Look at the bandanas. The colors they're wearing. They glad to let you know they're in the game. You know, when they come into the city of Atlanta, you know if they the red, the bloods, they ain't finna go over to the blues, the crips, so they got to stay affiliated with what area, can I go over here? Should we go over here? If I do, we gonna cause what? So,
But it's
they know.
not the whole music industry.
No, it's not the whole music industry, but it's kind of like I feel like it's like this. The time that I was asked to come get in the video, this guy he was like, "Hey man, we want y'all to come and sit in on the video, just some exposure." I'm like, "Well, we'll go," but we decided, nah, I'm not gonna go. So, we got the call, "Hey, y'all coming?" "Yeah, we coming. We on our way." But and then
You told them you were on your way, but you weren't?
Yeah.
Nice.
But you weren't, so.
So because you didn't like who they affiliated with, or you were scared of it?
I
or not?
wasn't scared of it.
but-
I wasn't scared of it. It was just that, you know how you get it to move like,
Yeah.
I didn't feel like it.
Just a bad feel.
Yeah.
But that particular video, the old guy got shot and killed.
Wow. At a video.
It was at a video shoot, and we were supposed to be there. Like, well, I guess, that one way we dodged the bullet,
Right.
but not even
Literally.
being affiliated with it at all. It was just an offer just to say, hey, our videos out there and everybody watching it, just get them coming to our video and blah, blah. So had we went, it would have been just some people's trying to make it, to get on up to the top. They got killed at a video.
Wow.
So, it's whether you in it or not, is the music industry, the rap music industry. To me personally, I feel like at the time now, you develop enemies when one of your albums make it to the radio station.
Really?
Yeah, definitely. So, you have people, even the guys that's in your group, if you make it and you don't recognize them or you don't pull them, that's an enemy that you have to watch that knows something about you.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? They're like, hey, you make it all the way to the top, but you left Ben. But Ben know everything about you, so Ben finna come
I know
at
where
you.
all the bodies are buried.
There you go.
Right.
He coming at you. He gonna hunt. And this thing with Young Thug is the same thing.
Oh.
Same thing.
You
I
think
feel
somebody
like
put the finger on him because
there you go.
he didn't bring them up with
He
him?
didn't bring him up with
So
him. I feel like that.
So his fame made him a target to other people, and so now they're trying to pull him down by linking him in with this?
With all kind of stuff, whether it's true or not.
Right.
It's just that, hey, you've been out there long enough, you didn't recognize us, or you didn't do this and you didn't do that, so we're going to do this. They're like Gunna, hey, Gunna know, he obviously knew enough in order for him to get let go.
Right.
So in order for him to say, hey, for me to go home today and Young Thug to stay in here, I got to hold this information, but I got to give it to y'all eventually to hold him.
Right.
So until that
'Cause he
time
wants to sit in
comes,
prison for
there
the
you
rest of
go.
his life.
Young Thug
Wait,
gotta
now,
say
hang
he
on.
did
Whoa,
something,
whoa.
he did or not.
Hang on now, Holt. Gunner said that he did not snitch.
Oh man. Okay, well then I tell you what.
I read it.
Oh.
He said,
His video of him talking
Listen.
to the DA sure looked like him snitching.
I put it to you this way. If you got the phone call Gunna done got by now, I'm pretty sure you say you didn't do it either. I ain't do it. I'm pretty sure he done got some phone calls to where if he was, it's all out on the West Coast, it's all on the East Coast, so right now I think he's staying within boundaries. I feel like he's in protective custody for the rest of his life and this, that, and the third, but I don't think he got out of that without snitching. Just being honest with and I don't know him personally, but just to know cases like this, and like I told you just then, he's somebody with some valuable information.
yeah.
And and he could hold this information. He got to come and tell it, though. He got to stand and testify right there in front of every one of the people. If Thug don't take a plea, he got to tell it, right?
Gun him.
Yeah. He got to tell it. So all Young Thug got to do is hold out.
Yeah, wasn't that the condition of him getting out, was that he was going to testify?
Yeah, he agreed to testify, and he gave a little snippet of what he would testify to.
A little snippet.
And they made that public?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the part I missed. Yeah. I had heard, okay, all right. So,
but, you know, it seems like to me, though, that some of the more positive messages in the music industry don't get pushed as hard as some of the negative stuff does. Why do you think that is?
I think it's the owners. I think it's the owner of the industry. I think it's you know, in order for it to make it, we got to want it to be out there. I don't think, just like I watched the clipping on Facebook where you know, we want this to be heard. We want to hear of gang violence. We want to hear the things that's going on in the street. We want to hear about drugs. We want to hear just we don't want to hear anything positive, educational or nothing like that. We just want to hear things that goes on in the streets that's negative, that binds you to say, okay, this gold chain I'm wearing, this watch I'm wearing, this car I'm driving, this money I got in my pocket. I want that to be what I'm labeling, but I want it to be labeled out to a field full of target as a target for every hunter, robbers, killers, murderers. Just like the guy that showed the money on Facebook, but his address ended up showing up on the
right.
And they was there and they killed him. They robbed him.
No way.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
That's the thing I think the industry is putting out. The reason why we're not getting along, instead of saying, hey, I'll show you how to do it. I help lead you the way. Now we're holding it to ourselves and becoming enemies when you approach us, asking us even for a handout or, man, just give me a phone number.
Guidance.
That's it. So,
and then you see like the DA's office, any case where people are on Facebook, you know somebody who knows somebody who's in a gang, and then if you're there throwing up a peace sign or doing whatever or wearing a red baseball cap, they're like, hell, he's in a gang too. And then they're looking at, they try to tack on an extra 10 years or whatever to the sentence. Right?
We're in the black shirt gang today.
We are in the black shirt gang today.
Yeah.
We are here to promote peace and prosperity.
Yeah. I think part of it, what you're talking about is like, okay, if I'm in the business of selling music videos and music, right? Mm-hmm. People are not buying music about, you better handle your business. You better take care of your kids.
No.
You better be a responsible adult. That doesn't sell, right?
Right.
It's the
you need to buy rental properties and make sure you have investments in the stock market.
I don't want to hear that.
I don't want to hear it. Turn it off. Turn it off.
We don't want to hear that.
You know what I don't want to hear? What I'm tired of hearing is these sappy love songs from like heart-sick men who are like, oh, my life is nothing without you. Like, I'm so tired of that. But apparently that sells to, you know, like half of the people that exist in our society. Just eat that stuff up. What I always liked about rap music is that there is this positivity to it, like, you know what, I am the baddest mother out here, right? I am somebody, I'm going somewhere, I'm doing something.
Well,
right?
You know, there's some of them talking about, you know, I raised myself up out of the mud and I pulled myself up.
Right.
There are some
good to the top, right?
That's right. There's this kind of like, you know, instead of being this sappy, like, oh God, what am I gonna do? My life is terrible. She left me. I have no meaning. Like, these guys are out here saying, no, I am going somewhere. Right? If y'all want to come with me, fine, whatever. Like, but that's like some of the message is that.
Tupac was very positive in some of his stuff, and they killed him.
Oh yeah.
You can't go very far if you're trying to be positive, right?
Well,
you know, the video that I done, it was Problem Solver. And Problem Solver come off of an actual event, which at one night I threw a party at my house, and I left the club to come home to throw the party, and so it was after 2 o'clock. So if about right at 4 o'clock.
That's not a very good positive message to teach our children that you should be starting a party at 2 o'clock in the morning.
I mean,
like you should be telling them, listen, go to bed early so you can be a productive. So you can be a productive citizen. Like,
well, I was being
please.
productive.
Okay,
I was being productive. That night there was a lot of friends out, but
Right.
it was kind of private.
We were
I know
networking.
you. Yeah,
Yes.
we networked in the club. Hey, I know
Oh,
you.
yeah.
I know you.
Yeah.
Yeah, come to the hobby and drink a few of them. So that night, some guy come up. I never seen him before in my life. He opened my door. It was like about 4:40. Everybody was leaving. I'm like, man, I don't know you, man. What are you doing? I heard y'all having a party. Oh, man, we ain't having a party. Go ahead and leave. So a few more people left. I remember this last girl, she left. She like, hey, I'm going. We'll see y'all. All right, blah. So me and my homeboy, we was in my downstairs part of the house, and the door opened again. It was him. That guy, long black dreads, a hoodie over his head, and he said, you know what I'm here for. So I was talking to Frankie, which the guy, friend, I was like, oh, you know him? Frankie like, nah, man, that was man. Y'all keep on acting like y'all don't see me. You know what the hell I'm here for. Don't keep on talking. You know? So I played like I didn't hear him. I told Frankie, man, I'm finna go up and get a beer. You want one? So I walked upstairs. When I got beside the refrigerator, my pistol was right there, and I grabbed the beer and I grabbed my pistol. He said, you act like I don't hear me. Bring your ass back downstairs. I mean, this is in my house.
what was wrong with him?
He was robbing me.
No.
Oh,
He was robbing me. But he never showed a gun. He kept it up on his shirt, like in the hoodie with his hands in it. He said, y'all act like y'all don't know what the hell going on. Don't make me shoot now. Oh, shit. So out of a while, I dropped the beer, put my pistol up on him. But I had his hands so he couldn't get it back to his shirt. And I'm like, man, shoot him. That's all I kept. Shoot him. But I didn't do it. So that night,
other people were telling you should shoot him.
no, that was the thing going through my head.
Oh, okay.
Shoot him. So
This guy's in here with a gun. Like, I have the duty to defend my house. Yeah.
He had an MP3 player.
Wow.
And if I'd have shot him, Wayne, what
That'd
could
been-
we have told him?
You'd have been in jail.
I'd been in prison.
I'd have given him hell, but we'd have had a hard
But
time.
we'd had a hard time because he didn't show no gun.
Right.
So I was like, and then
So what was the big? Was he like on drugs? Like what? Like was he just crazy or
some
what?
guys, some local guys got him to come from Valdosta to come try to rob me. So that's what I done my video about.
Right.
Oh, was it just
Actual
getting yourself out of
event.
that? Yeah.
No, I mean when the guns was drawn and stuff like that, it was the guns on the scene. It was kind of like reenacting it. Man, people were watching that video because of the action that was going on at that
Wow.
time. It was true.
Yeah.
People were, hey man, was that true video? It was based on true events,
That
So
should really happen.
and that is what the people wanted to see, and it got a lot of response to the point to where, at that time, marijuana was in the video because, at that time we had the part I was smoking and that was on the video. And that caused a drug bust. They bust my house behind it. And when they bust the house, when I walked up, he said, hey, Mr. Holt, them agents around front want you, in the back want you. So I walked around, he was like, hey, we seen that video, and that video said that it was labeled as a cop, that you promoted violence against cops. I said, do what? He said, yeah, and we was made federally to take it off the air.
Wow.
So nothing on YouTube.
You can't find it
Can't find it nowhere.
because it was like sponsoring terrorism or something.
It wasn't. It was just a simple video. I know they told me it had got like in the millions of views.
Wow.
People were calling from New Jersey. People were calling from New York, California. Hey man, let's see video. And to me, it was like, where is it? It was stuck on 5,000. Then when he told me that before he left my house that day, I couldn't find it. So one guy sent it back to me. I put it on there. In 2 hours,
They pulled it back off again.
Yeah, it 45,000 views in less than 3 hours.
Wow.
Boop, I hadn't seen it again.
Wow.
Wow.
So seeing what happened to you with that video and seeing what has happened to Young Thug, are labels taking steps to make sure that they're protecting young artists so that young artists don't get labeled as being in a gang just because they're with a label? Or, are they taking steps to do that? Because, we've got, this isn't the first RICO case involving a music label. There was one out of Clayton County. There was another one up in North Atlanta. There's been several where they've come in and arrested everybody on the label and said, hey, you're a gang, and not a label, right?
Exactly.
What are y'all doing to protect young artists?
Right now, the best thing to do is to stay out the industry.
Oh,
to be
really?
honest with you, because the only one that are actually doing it are gang members.
Wow.
I'm sorry, man, but because they have a story they want to tell, but they don't want to tell they don't want to tell the individual they have an issue with. They want to tell everybody in the world how I shot him, how I killed him, what he said before I shot him, or anything else. And you listen to the music, that's how they be like, oh, did you hear that?
Well, see, I've been arguing with Ben here for the last several months that this is somebody's artistic expressions. It's their right to tell a story. Exactly. It's just storytelling. It's not true. But you're saying that most of these stories are true?
Oh, definitely. You know.
And I've been telling you that they just wrote out in longhand what they're doing.
But because Johnny Cash says I killed a man in Reno to watch him die doesn't mean he killed somebody. We gotta have more evidence than that.
But if a rapper tell you he killed somebody and buried him, they'll be digging a hole quicker trying to find him than they will Johnny Cash.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah,
you got these young guys out here saying stuff, and just like the DA sit down and listen to it, like, oh, I heard that. Let's go see. We've been looking for this body. And next thing we know, boop, here you go. We got him, and everything he said, where he put the gun, is all coming out to be true. So kind of like telling them themselves, like, they can't hold it, like, you know what they call it when
confession?
Yeah. Confession. Yeah. I got to get it off my chest. I got to let the world know. If they don't get it out this music, then I got away with it.
So do you think they'll get a conviction on this Young Thug case?
I think that they're going to offer Young Thug so much time to the point to where it ain't going to matter. He going to tell the truth at the end anyway. I think that Young Thug going to eventually come up and say, you know what?
I want to get back to making music, not sit in prison the rest of my life.
Well, he done made a song while he was in prison, but they didn't while he was in Clayton County, but it didn't really do too much. They didn't let it go out nowhere. But I think right now, he knowing that Ghana know what Ghana know, and if he go in front of a jury and try to prove against Ghana, and Ghana's, I'm pretty sure the information he gonna give them gonna come out dead on point. So you got to think, am I gonna go out here and get this, or am I gonna go out here and make myself look bad? Somebody gonna come across something on the table, he gonna say, I just go ahead and take this time. I really feel like that. I really do. He ain't gonna stand up against somebody who know him. You know, that's stupid. You know, that's real. Yeah.
Well, there you have it, straight from the source.
On the source?
You can. We've changed his name to protect him.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, Marcus.
That was incredibly interesting.
That was very interesting. We've been wanting to have you on the show for some time because you kind of like you're kind of inside the industry and kind of know like not maybe where the bodies are buried, but at least that there are bodies.
About the bodies.
No bodies. We don't know anything about no bodies. Anyways,
you keep promoting a positive message. I think that's important.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
well, thank you for joining the Bob and Irreverent D Talk Law podcast. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure you like us. Put in, hey, we've been asking people to put in, like, what do you think's going to happen with the Young Thug trial, with Mr. Thug? Like, put in the comments, like, whatever your feedback is on this. We'd like to hear it.
Think he's going to take a plea? You think he's going to go to trial? What do you think's going to happen?
I think this is stupid. I think this is great. They need to blah, blah, blah. Yeah, exactly. All those comments. Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for listening. Tune in next time when Bob and Irreverent D talk law.